Tsimshian peoples. We are honored to work with their children and privileged to live on these lands. Today, as we gather in Terrace, I'd like to acknowledge that we are gathered on the traditional territory of the Tsimshian people. On behalf of the Board of Education, I extend a warm welcome to everyone joining us this evening, both in person and virtually, for our June regular board meeting. The meeting is also being live streamed through the Coast Mountain School District's YouTube channel. My name is Karen Youngman, and as board vice chair, I will be chairing tonight's meeting on behalf of board chair Margaret Warcup. As we come to the final regular board meeting of 2025-2026 school year, we acknowledge the many year-end activities, celebrations, transitions, awards, ceremonies, scholarship presentations, and graduation events taking place across the district. Graduation is an important milestone for students, families, and school communities. On behalf of the board, we extend sincere congratulations to all graduates throughout Coast Mountain School District. We recognize the hard work, perseverance, growth, and accomplishments of our students, and we wish them all the very best as they move into their next chapter. We also extend appreciation to the families, caregivers, staff, Indigenous communities, scholarship communities, donors, volunteers, and community partners who support and celebrate students along the way. As we enter the month of June, we also acknowledge several important recognition and awareness events. June is National Indigenous History Month, which provides an opportunity to honor and learn more about the rich histories, cultures, languages, and traditions, and contributions of First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples. Within Coast Mountain School District, we are privileged to live, work, learn, and play on the traditional territories of the Gitxsan, Haisla, Niska, and Tsimshian people, and we remain committed to continuing learning, reconciliation, and strengthening relationships with Indigenous communities. National Indigenous Peoples Day is observed on June 21st. This is an important time to celebrate and recognize the diverse cultures, voice experiences, and contributions of the Indigenous peoples. We acknowledge the many school and community events taking place throughout the district in recognition of this day and extend appreciation to the staff, students, families, elders, knowledge holders, and community members who support this learning. June is also Pride Month, a time to recognize and support inclusion, dignity, respect, and belonging for the 2SL LGBTQIA+ students, staff, families, and community members. We acknowledge the importance of safe, caring, and inclusive school communities where all students and staff feel respected and valued. As the school year comes to a close, we extend sincere appreciation to all staff across the district for their ongoing dedication, care, and commitment to students and school communities. We wish students, staff, and families a safe, restful, and enjoyable summer. I wanted just to mention, we did lose a former board member and teacher that was active in Terrace for a very long time, Art Erasmus. He has passed away, and just wanted to send our sincere condolences to his family, and just state our appreciation for all his years of dedication to this district and the students and families and to the board. Thank you. Okay. I'd like to ask the trustees to introduce themselves. We'll start over on the right with, Wayne.
Dwayne Jones, Stewart. And I saw, I'm at Harrison from Jarrett's.
Yep, Angie Maitland, Kitimat.
We have Julia. Are you on, Julia?
Yeah, I'm on, Karen. Thank you. Julia Sundell, Hazelton trustee.
Okay. Mike Maxim.
I'm here, Mike Maxim, Thornhill trustee.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now I will ask Tracy to introduce her district staff.
Thank you, Tracy McMillan, Superintendent for Coast Mountains, and from the education team, we have Leah.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Trina McCall, Director of Instruction and Education.
Tina, Stephen McCall, District Principal, nice to see you all.
Philip,
Good evening, everyone. Philip Aaron, Director of Instruction, Learning Services.
Donna Mortimer, our Director for Indigenous Education, sends her regrets. She is currently at Skeena Middle School for an important event with her son. And Lindsay?
Good afternoon, my name is Lindsay Harder, Executive Assistant to the Board and Superintendent.
And Ginger?
hi, I'm Ginger Fuller. I am the Secretary Treasurer.
And also I'd like to thank Nathan. He's part of the IT department and ensures that our meeting runs continuously. So thank you, Nathan. And I think that's it for our education team.
Yeah, I'd also like to welcome all the guests that are coming in or that are tuning in. All right, so let's call this meeting to order. We have a quorum. So let's go to approval of the agenda. Got this right? Okay. Okay, Ed? Well, Secretary Julia? Okay. Thank you. Okay, number 5, item 5, receipt, oh, sorry, what did I miss? That's okay. That's here. Okay, item 4 is approval of the minutes of the prior meeting. You can find those on pages 2 to 10. You've had a chance to have a quick look at them. If there's any additions or corrections. Everybody good? Okay, I need a motion. Yeah, okay, Wayne. And Ed, thank you. All right. All in favor? Oh, all in favor? Hey, I'm new at this. I'm gonna advance. Thank you.
We're here.
We go off, yeah, that's great. Okay. And we've done that. Okay, item 5.1. We have a receipt of records in camera for the in-camera meeting. You can find those in the package, pages 11 and 12. Yeah, motion for Christie, Angie, and Wayne. Thank you. Okay, moving along, item 6, we have a presentation. It's from Northwest Trades and Employment Training Center. I'd like to hand it over to you, Dan Hamill, who's the principal.
All right, my name is Dan Hamill. I'm the principal of both NTEC, Northwest Trades and Employment Training Center, and NCDS, which is North Coast Distance Education, the online school for the district. We've had, so I went back 7 weeks, that's it. And I packed in a huge presentation. It's just been crazy busy. So we'll just continue on. We offer, we're district-wide, I guess I should be stating that. We go K to 12. We're careers orientated. We're trying to get students to see their own potential, their own strengths, their interests. So to help them prepare themselves for the next steps of graduation. So we are, our staff is spread out throughout the district, and we spend time pretty much all over the place. So, yeah, so this is our small staff. I've included IT. I really am very fortunate. My staff is a bunch of superheroes in my mind. We extraordinary teachers, and so this covers both DL and our career school. So, and some of them, we have Rika in MEMS, we have Stephanie Stacy in Hazelton, we have Caledonia, it has Tammy and Kim. So we have people in all the different schools where we can actually have students come visit the offices and help out with the next steps kind of thing, to add a layer of support for our students throughout the district. All right, next. So going back 7 weeks, we do participate primarily, like with all the career fairs. We participated in everything from Hazelton to Kinmat to Terrace, back to Kinmat. So we're the networking school. So often we're the ones that are making connections to all the employers. We help out. We sometimes bus students to the career fairs and so on. Next. Try to glitch through this. There's a few. April 30th, we went to Stewart, had a maker day there. We were in partnership with Lisa Scott, part of the BC Construction Foundation. It was a great day. We fed everybody, spent the day with the students, and just, yeah, it's absolutely a great day. And students have started calling it the Trades Day, so it's pretty good. Yeah, next. Okay, so our dual credit numbers are really improving. We had 36 one year. We have bumped up this year to, I think, 49, and now we have 55 or 56 approved seats. So in order to find the right candidates, we spend 30-minute presentations with every student, with their parents or guardians, and just walk them through the whole process and making sure that it's a good fit for them. It's a huge opportunity. Dual credit is the trades is they're actually up at the college taking their level 1 foundations program and getting credits as well. And we paid the tuition. I think we paid roughly $170,000 this year in tuition alone. So it's a big barrier breaker for a lot of students. It's awesome, but there's a lot of commitment and time to get things set up in this program. Next. That took place. Adventures in Healthcare is a huge opportunity for the grades, usually about grade 10 students. We've had 36 students this year. And it is basically run by Rotary, the UNBC, and the Northern Health, I'm not reading it, the dental clinic, and it's just a huge hands-on opportunity. There's 3 full pack days of them actually being at the hospital, being at the college with hands-on activities, and it's just giving everybody a kind of that snapshot of the different careers. So that was very successful. That happened on May 6th to 8th. Next. All right, so we have these big maker days. They're a big highlight for us. Like the benefits of this is actually it's bringing the community together to actually contribute for the students. Checking out the different careers and hands-on activities. It takes a lot of organizations. These are the 24 different organizations that it's like herding cats sometimes, but it's such an opportunity. And when you see the students come in, the students actually get a survey, and they get to pick their top 3 out of the 24, and then for this week, it was about 20 hours of trying to sort things out and making the schedules, and they get their own individual name tags but once that organization's in place and students are going, it runs like clockwork, and the students are just like, it impacts everybody that takes part in it, the organizations and the students involved. So next, here will probably be some pictures of just some of them. We have CFTK, we've been on Beyond Trays, so we are including everybody. We had CFTK joining us this one for journalism. So you can see on the bottom right there, like these students are going around, one's holding the camera, one's holding the phone, and they're doing all these interviews and such. And they did a actual newscast with that footage. So, and you have the amount of tradespeople, and it's awesome. It is so awesome to see all these people come together for the students. And that's what it is. Sometimes they're doing it on their own time. Sometimes they're doing it as a paid, it's so awesome. All right, next. KCH samplers, these samplers, so we work close with the Piping Industry College. They go over to, they've been to Stewart, they've been to lots in KCH. They're moving into Hazelton in the fall. We do have plans maybe in spring of 28, maybe to be at MEMS. We'll see how it all works out, but he's got a flexible enough schedule, and generally the cost of these programs, they're sometimes in the range of $80,000, and because they're a unionized college, it costs the district very little to actually run these programs, and it's awesome. They get hands-on opportunities. And in this one particular, they poured a whole slab of concrete in the bottom. They've done gazebos, they've done greenhouses, outdoor smokers, and so on. Next. Okay, this and another state that we have Coastmount College. They often have all the time a second semester. There is 32 seats dedicated, and we pay that. It's about $33,000 that we paid so that those seats are available for students. 2 Parkside students and 30 seats that go to Caledonia, and then they spend the semester back and forth on a weekly basis. And then we had 1 student this time going into Adventures in Port in Rupert, so they go and spend 3 days there. They took the train up and they billeted, and that was run by their Rotary Club in Rupert. Next. So this is another one we helped on. It was our design, and then we kind of helped at the beginning of this, but this is mainly the Stradivarius that was behind this, and Kevin from the Piping Industry College. This is at Caledonia. They had about 3 to 4 students that were dedicated that were helping out. So now Caledonia has their own outdoor smoker. Thornhill Primary, this is a kind of a trial, so we've got supplies for the school, Thornhill Elementary. We're kind of connecting with Terrace Volunteer. They're out of our building, so the idea behind this is that students work with older adults, and they kind of take it over in the summertime. So because that is usually a barrier for teachers being able to what happens to the garden afterwards. So the idea is that the older adults will actually take all the produce and so on. So it's been pretty successful. We got a couple kinks to work out still, but it's awesome to see the older adults working with the students. Yeah, it's really neat actually. Next. Okay, this is so in both through our DL school, online school, we have Tammy Brady in Caledonia, and then we have Marika in MEMS. we take care of all the CLC 12, Career Life Connection 12. A mandatory course, taking it out of the schedule, it actually works really well. For scheduling for those schools, but it adheres, career fair admins. And students got to show off their many talents and, yeah, next. All right, Adventures in First Responders, this is the first year 4 different groups came together and we had about 50 students and we're from Caledonia, Parkside, and I think a couple from Centennial. And they were able to rotate throughout the day to the different stations and got a taste of the different, we had RCMP, firefighters, paramedics, and search and rescue. So it was a very successful day and the weather cooperated. And we're going to extend this to Hazelton. I think we're looking at maybe October. All right, Kinman Maker Day. So 2 weeks after the terrace, when we packed everything up, brought it over to Kinman, had one there, 180 students. These are the different stations and organizations that contribute to that. And we had 4 different schools participate. So it was a very successful day again. Next. All right, and yeah, these are more pictures of that day. We also I have to point out the sampler that happened at KCH with those students. They actually came over and then they were mentoring all the students and they actually ran the painting station. So it was very successful. And then we also had 2 students that went through a RCMP, I think spring break, some sort of a program. And then they were actually able to join up with the RCMP and they were helping present for it. So very successful. Next. So, and then right now we are, our online school, we are moving into Brightspace, and that's what we're transferred over the students and transferring over the information. So everything seems to be a couple of hiccups, but it's good. So we've been busy, and this is all in seven weeks. Okay, next. So next year's, we're thinking about, we did get a grant for dual credit pathways for Indigenous students to be able to take towards becoming a teacher. We're also looking at working with the college to offer more opportunities for students to getting into dual credit academics. And we're going to spend a little bit more time with supporting the students and trying to get that down. Again, first responders in Hazelton, Brightspace training as a resource so that students can, or teachers can use it as a resource. So we're going to have to teach some teachers for being able how to use it. Samplers, there's one in Hazelton in the falls. We're in the spring, it'll be Stewart, and then generally I think they offer one at the college, but Kevin Pick sometimes will offer one for Parkside students in our building as well. And then next year in Hazelton, there will be a welding, our regular programming that, or the college's regular programming. And that's helped by Pick as well. Next. Yeah, and then that's it. Yeah, that's 7 weeks. That's it. That's lots. That's it. Okay.
I'm gonna ask lots of questions.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Can you remind me what the dual credits are that are offered?
Dual credit, most of the trades. So you have carpentry, electrical, welding, there's piping it through Pick, there's automotive, heavy duty mechanical, cooking and hairstylist. And then we are offering, we're trying to get ECCE sorted out and then certain courses. So the idea is that you start off with a career. These are the courses that are going towards that career, so you can actually take those. And then one course usually equals one course towards your graduation. And then we will also pay the tuition and help support students. Often we get intern reports on some of the long programs every month. And then if they're coming off the tracks a little bit, we gotta kind of jump in and see if we can give them the supports they need to be successful. That's it. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry.
I don't know,
Sorry.
I don't know, have you been tracking the students that will go through the various programs and seeing if there's an enrollment increase in college in the various areas?
We have pretty much, well, after the international students, their focus is now domestic. So we have actually had to turn away students because there are no seats available from the college because, so we maxed out their seats, so it's been busy. Yeah. We did about 70 interviews this year and 55 got in. It's been awesome. That's all.
And I know I thank Dan and his team in the superintendent's report, but while you are here, I would like to again thank and acknowledge the great work that you and your team do, and Kim and Stephanie, for enhancing student learning and really making it count, and also the diversification. Yeah, the variety that is now being offered is hopefully, yeah, great for our kids. So thank you so much.
They wear capes. All the teachers, yeah. That's it. No more? Okay.
Thank you,
I'm-
Sue. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Take care.
Yeah.
Okay, we have another presentation here tonight. This afternoon. State of the Arts, we have Miranda and Andrew. Paris Thornhill Parents for Music Society.
Hi, thank you for having us. My name is Miranda. I am a parent and a former student of the district. I went to school here before going to UBC and coming home. And so
I'm Amber, I'm a transplant. I did my school here and I'm a parent in the district as well. And both of us are amateur musicians, multi-instrumentalists that do community music. And yeah, we're excited to present to you today. Thanks.
so we'll just jump right in. A little bit more. Okay. Okay, sorry, I'm not as prepared as Dan. I have to read off of the script here for you, but Terrace and Thornhill have long been communities that prided themselves on their vibrant music and art scene. The people of Terrace and Thornhill know there are strong correlations between quality music education in school, academic achievement, and success and enjoyment in life. Like so many parts of society, music and arts have faced considerable challenges in recent years. But music educators, families, and students have been working together with the support of the school board and current superintendent to make sure that the progressive, high-quality music program we've grown accustomed to having in our schools not just survives, but thrives. The current program includes music classes for kindergarten through grade 5 and beginner band for grade 6 students at Eagle Mountain View, Kathy Hall, Thornhill, and Uplands Elementary Schools. The Skeena Middle School ensembles include a grade 7 concert band, grade 8-9 concert band, and a jazz band. The Caledonia music program has students enrolled in concert band, jazz band, and choir. Many students in both the middle and high school programs practice a significant amount of time outside of their class schedule as well. So before school, after school, and at lunch. Next slide.
So we just want to give you a little bit of sort of background that will help present the context for today. So 30 years ago, every student in Terrace and Thornhill from kindergarten through elementary school had a classroom music education multiple times a week during their classroom teacher's prep time, which was taught by a full-time specialist music teacher with post-secondary training in music. Music educators were recruited from across Canada, and some of them are still teaching in the district today. Students at every level were able to start learning an instrument in grade 6, and the band and music programs at the junior and senior high school levels were thriving. The teachers had autonomy in their roles, but also received administrative support through the district through a music coordinator that helped facilitate the collaboration between schools and coordinate resources. Slide, please.
This iteration of the music program, this iteration of the music program was actually established by a senior district administration that included the superintendent and assistant superintendent who really had a strong understanding of the importance of music to student success and the critical role that the music teacher plays in the success of a program. You can go next slide. That is your Skeena band students. A trained, passionate music educator can teach through challenges, inspire students, and grow a program, but without them, the program can flounder because of the decrease in the quality of music education will often result in declining enrollment, both in the current program and as they progress through the levels. Just like in math, music education is progressive. So students move from elementary to middle to high school, and they build on the foundation laid in their early education. But
so despite this strong program, in 1998, there were some budgetary constraints that led to a school board decision to cut the elementary band program and eliminate and cut the band program in elementary and eliminate some of the music program. Hundreds of local students, teachers, parents, and community members rallied to protest that decision. And that was when the Dare to Dream Foundation was struck and created to ensure continuity of the elementary band program in the absence of public funding. The program was later reinstated by the school board in the following year, but still relies heavily on support from Dare to Dream and many volunteer hours from music educators and community members.
We're very fortunate to still have a music program in our district, but since 1998, the program has been quietly chipped away at both by school district budget cuts, provincial decisions, and individual school administrative decisions. When the schools were restructured and Skeena became a middle school, grade 8 band students had their instructional time cut in half. And after having classroom music and elementary band for more than 40 years, in 2012, SULAC's elementary school replaced its music program with a general fine arts program taught by non-specialist teachers. They don't have like formal music education or band classes there anymore. The following year, similar changes were attempted at Cassie Hall and April Mountain View, but considerable community support maintained those programs with the support of the school district. In 2023, when the band teacher at Skeena Middle School, the only middle school in town, so the only feeder into the high school band program, vacated that position, very limited efforts were initially made to find a qualified replacement. And parents and community members once again rallied to impress upon the previous superintendent the importance of music in our schools, and a qualified professional was then recruited. Next slide, please.
So we know that you sort of know this, but we're going to tell you anyway. So there's a huge body of research that unequivocally demonstrates that quality music programs taught by specialist educators lead to stronger educational outcomes regardless of socioeconomic status of the student. Children who attend regular music classes score higher in math and reading. Music education improves memory, emotional intelligence, problem-solving skills, social skills. Students often find community connection in music programs that they may not have found elsewhere at school, which leads to improved mental health and increased school attendance. The research shows that school districts' own strategic plan goals to create student success, respect diversity and inclusion, and to facilitate well-being across the district are directly supported by the benefits of a school music program. And I just want to add that, you know, music is a place where kids across many different domains of society and spectrums of ability and racial boundaries and all kinds of different boundaries can come together to work as a team, which is really special, and you don't get that in every setting. And we just believe that every student in the district should have access to high quality music programs.
We have distributed some notes and letters to all of you today that were collected from current and former students. Music educators, local community organizations, they speak to the positive impact that music programs have and how important it is to protect them. There's a few excerpts on the screen here today, but we do hope you take the time to read through those notes that were sent in for you today. Beyond student success, next slide, please. Beyond student success, school programs benefit our local community. Many of the community music groups, including a community band, symphony orchestra, and numerous collaborative ensembles and popular bands are comprised of musicians that came through school programming. Our strong tradition of performing arts in our schools and broader community not only attracts and retains music teachers, but has encouraged professionals across all sectors to take root in our community. At a time when ongoing labor shortages are affecting nearly every industry, including education, healthcare, construction, information technology, like everything, the school district should prioritize investment in programs that not only benefit the local students, but contribute to a strong and vibrant community that's a desirable place to go.
So there are a number of things that the school district can do to support music programs and establish a foundation for long-term success. And we're going to share some of our ideas with you now. So continue to prioritize the recruitment. Oh, never mind. We've already done that check.
Yeah.
In direct consultation with incumbent music teachers, begin succession planning for when current music teachers retire or vacate a position. Wait, should I be reading about the slide?
Yeah, no, it's okay. I would read this. This is also coming from the music teachers and community members. Like, it's not just like our ideas.
This planning could include partnerships with post-secondary music education programs to host student teachers and build relationships and help attract new educators to the community. Involve the existing teachers in the recruitment process because of the specialist knowledge that's required for the role and the unique team-based approach to the program to ensure a good fit. Careful consideration of the way job postings are drafted and worded to encourage candidates with post-secondary training in music to apply and to effectively communicate the full scope of what the job entails. Facilitating full-time music specialist positions wherever possible, including increasing paid instructional time for classes like choir and jazz band that are often done by current teachers on a volunteer basis. Recruitment of teachers has been exceptionally challenging in recent years and will struggle to recruit and retain quality music educators if the jobs are not appealing. Implementation of a consistent school board policy that sets a minimum standard for music education in the district that ensures equal and inclusive access to music education for every student, regardless of the school they attend. Hire a district vice principal for music and arts, or restructure existing district vice principal portfolios. Comprehensive administration support can reduce turnover and protect the program from challenges that arise when positions become vacant. And to enhance what we have existing, such as reestablishing the music program at SULAX to facilitate equal access to music ed, work with the admin at Cal to schedule bands with another core subjects so that it can run all year, or increase instructional time for music students in grades 7 and 8. More instructional time generates faster student progress and improves retention in the program. And I just want to point out that when we have time for music education that's outside of the timetable, that does create barriers for some students who bus or who don't have the ability to access the tool at those times for whatever reason.
So, next slide, please. In closing, the support of principals and senior administration for the music program is it begins with the recruitment and hiring of qualified music specialists. School principals must support their own music program and educators and ensure that music classes are properly scheduled. The director of human resources must actively recruit qualified music educators for vacant positions with the understanding that a music teacher is a specialist, just like an automotive teacher or a school psychologist. In order to be successful, a music teacher requires significant post-secondary training in music. A Bachelor of Education is not adequate, even though I know that the collective agreement disagrees with me. The music educators need administrative support due to the unique requirements of a team-based approach to the program that we have now, especially the elementary teachers, but really all of them work together a lot. They do a lot of volunteer time outside of their jobs to make sure that these programs can run. And all of this needs to be done with the support of the superintendent and a district administration who also believe in the importance of music education. Is our presentation, so if there's questions.
Oh. Miranda, I was saying, okay.
Yeah.
We really appreciate that you took the time to do this. I think that's really important. You should know that the board passed a motion of support for the arts and music programs. We took that to the other districts in the north, and they all support. So that's both the Northeast and the West. Then we took that to the BCSTA, which is the Trustees Association. We took a motion to their AGM supporting music and arts education and funding from the ministry, because currently they don't fund it. And that passed. And so the BCSDA has taken that motion to the Legislative Assembly and funders. Now, the details of that. But I really appreciate it, but I think it's important to know the board really does support what you're saying. That is important. Byron Nickoloff, Francis Brody, Alan Brody, and a whole bunch of the others say yes.
We do appreciate that, and I think that there is a really good understanding, and so it's why I stand here and say, I know you know, but we're gonna be on the books here, and we're gonna tell you all about it, and because I think it's good to have a check-in with the community and the cannabis board to just maintain that back and forth.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Mr. Maxim, I believe, had
He
a
has his hand up. Yeah. Go ahead, Mike. Can't hear you.
Yeah, sorry, I had my mic on. We're able to ask questions of the presenters of this?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Okay, would you agree that students who are enrolled in the music programs are well supported by the parents?
That isn't something we can really speak to.
No, that's a pretty broad question. We know we do have support from parents to be here today. But I can't speak to every student.
And we do also, through our organization, organize the telethon event that happens annually, and we receive a lot of parent support in putting that event on. So it's a broad question that you put forward, and I don't know that we could narrow that down enough to answer it clearly.
Again, would you agree that parent or students that have the support of their parents tend to do better in every way through the education process?
Probably yes, but I'm not an educator.
Yeah, Mike, we can take that question and get back to you.
Okay, my point is that I'm generally in support of all of these extracurricular types of programs, because it seems to me that in every case, those are programs that have more active involvement of the parents and caregivers of the children, which I absolutely approve of. Thank you. I'm out. Thank you.
I just wanted to jump in, Mike, and mention that the programs, they're not extracurricular, they're within the school.
Okay, but they are within the school, but they are an activity that has an extracurricular component to it.
It's part of the curriculum. Music education is part of the curriculum.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Tracy?
Yes, I'd also like to thank Amber and Miranda, and also really appreciated that you are putting forward ideas and suggestions that as a superintendent, we are discussing and trying to action initiatives that maintain these programs as much as possible. So please know that as a superintendent as well, I recognize and our team recognizes the importance of these programs, not to mention the kids are amazing and I always enjoy their performances.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak to you, and it's so nice to be speaking to a group of people that are all working towards the same. So we really appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to our next item. Number 7, that's correspondence, and there was no correspondence received, so we'll move on to number 8, which is the superintendent of schools monthly report. I'll have it to you, Tracy.
Thank you. And it was quite a report, so I will make my way through and I won't have to duplicate what Dan presented on. But again, this year took a bit different approach and requested that each school contribute 1 or 2 and sign up for different months of the year. And in June, we just had a few extra contributions. So again, I really appreciate the PVP, our principals, vice principals, teachers, taking the time to contribute photos, write-ups about the quality learning that's taking place. So without further ado, starting on page 50 to 52 are highlights from the Bear Valley School, and trustees as well as myself were there, and part of the interactive learning, and I actually got to release salmon fry as part of their school programming. Just an excellent school visit. So please, if you can, take the time to zoom through that. Maybe you can put it up on the screen so then we can scroll through. People who didn't have an opportunity, at least they can view some of the photos and captions. Also on that page, you'll learn about our partnership, continuing partnership with UNBC. And some of us were able to attend the convocation, including our directors and trustee and board chair, Margaret Workup. As well, we were able to attend the Hazelton Secondary Cultural Day. So the second, the very first one for this school. And the kids are really beginning to pick up the Gitxsan language under the learning and knowledge of Lindsay Nice. Also, speaking of partnerships, we, on page 55, we extend our appreciation to Principal David Mills for his dedicated years of service. And also, some of us were able to attend and congratulate the graduates at Kitimat City High School. Approximately 17 of them graduated that evening. Lots of fun. As well, page 56, you'll see scholarship ceremonies across our district being recognized. And there you'll see students from Caledonia as well as Mount Elizabeth. And I believe over $400,000 was given out just between these two schools. Moving on to page 56. Kildala Elementary Track and Field Day. So this was the first year revitalized in over 20 years. And they invite all of these schools in the area for that date. Also page 57, speaking about music, Mr. Daryl McDicken, he has been with this district for 31 years and he is retiring this year. Page 58, you will read about Cassie Hall's Welcome to Kindergarten. And this event provided a warm and engaging introduction to school for our newest learners and families. Page 58, You'll hear about the Deaf and Hard of Hearing Connections Day, creating meaningful opportunities for students from across the region to connect and build friendships and strengthen their sense of belonging. Page 59 at Kildala, grade 6. And you'll read about the transitions and preparations for them to attend middle school. On page 60, you will learn more about our first year of looking at growing numeracy in the district. So the formation of the numeracy focus group. Page 61, another one of our longtime educators in excess of 30 years, Miss Karina Barr. She's also retiring, and you can see some of the student work in her classroom. Student voice education panel comes next. So you'll get to see a number of these student voice teams across the district, which culminated in one district meeting. Page 62, early learning across the district. So you'll read about how our learning programs provide rich hands-on experiences that build strong foundations for lifelong learning and family engagement. Moving on to page 63, you'll get to see French immersion learning in action. And again, some really exciting cultural language and assessment initiatives that are happening across the district to strengthen French learning. Page 64 and page 65, we are very proud to bring and share the literacy updates, which continues to demonstrate strong progress through evidence-informed instruction, assessment practices, and the development of the new literacy frameworks. Page 66, you'll read about the anti-racist focus group, which continues to advance important conversations and actions that support inclusive, respectful, and welcoming school communities. And on page 67, you'll read and see photos about the hard work of the inclusive education team, learning resource teachers coming together in preparation for the audit that occurred. Page 68, you will read about the writing performance at Sulawak's school. And again, student perseverance and a school-wide commitment to literacy. And moving on, you will read about the students in Hazelton. A couple of them were able to attend the Canadian Commission for the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization Conference, which took place in Ottawa. Page 69 is Level Up to Skeena. So a mental health conference was provided to students, which provided learning opportunities about wellness, resilience, and mental health while connecting with peers and supportive adults. Page 70, you will read about the Kildala Early Learners and a pilot project engaging early learning opportunities that support school readiness and positive transitions to kindergarten. So the next several pages pertain to Dan Hamill's presentation about the program services at the Northwest Trades and Employment Training Center. So you can read about the career fairs on page 71, Adventures in Healthcare on page 72, the Maker Days on page 73, Trades Learning and Apprenticeship Exploration on page 74, and the MEMS Capstone Project on page 75. So I won't go into detail about those. So bottom of page 75, the international students had an opportunity to explore the Northwest region, and they are nearing their end visiting and will be coming home soon. Page 76, you'll read about students developing leadership and entrepreneurial skills while creating projects that make meaningful contributions to their communities. And we appreciate the support of the Outreach Program and the Commodity Friendship Society. And finally, you will see some of the Thornhill Primary School spring concert that occurred a couple of weeks back. And then, as always, in addition to celebrating these many successes, we always like to include the ongoing consideration section and highlight key areas and priorities that require our ongoing attention as we continue to work through and improve outcomes for students and strengthen the district. For example, you'll read a bit more about the inclusive education audit, and we are waiting for the final ministry report, but we will be having a meeting next week to debrief and again look at practices across the district. Yeah, and just in closing, again, I really would like to thank our trustees, our senior staff, district staff, school staff, principals, vice principals, because without their work and support, this type of report would not be possible. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Tracy. Does anyone have any questions for Tracy? Okay, let's move along. Our next item is number 9 on our agenda, Indigenous Education Report.
Thank you. So again, a lot happening in the past number of weeks pertaining to Indigenous education. So on page 82, highlights that the district recognizes National Indigenous History Month through various activities and celebrated Indigenous histories, cultures, languages, and contributions. On page 83, you will have a message from the director and continued work in the area of intergenerational learning, relationship building, and cultural revitalization across the district. Page 84 highlights the IEC, and our director attended a conference which was held in Prince George. So the first Northern Gathering Conference. Page 86, students participated in a wide range of cultural, language, leadership, wellness, and land-based learning opportunities throughout the year. Page 87 focuses more details and learning about the All Plans Feast at New Hazelton Elementary. And on page 88, Caledonia Secondary School, the Indigenous photo shoot. So just some incredible opportunities there where students will be able to celebrate their cultural identity and achievements. On page 90 at Parkside Secondary, again, students develop practical life skills, exploring career paths, and engaging in cultural learning experiences. Page 92, Nechako Elementary, the grade 6 students created beaded lanyards as gifts of appreciation for staff members. Page 93 at Mount Elizabeth Middle Secondary School, you'll see some highlights of the formation of Northwest Coast Form Line Art. Page 94 at Kitwallen Elementary School, there's traditional regalia making. Page 95, Hazelton Secondary School Media Arts and Photography, where students were able to practice their visual storytelling skills through hands-on learning. On page 96, talks about the canoe program, where this expands opportunities for experiential learning while developing student leadership, teamwork, and environmental stewardship. At Hazelton Secondary as well, there was a Niska on the land camping experience. Drama students actually participated at the National Theatre Festival and showcased their talents while building confidence and leadership skills. So congratulations to our students. As well, on page 99, you'll read more about the Elder in Residence program. And also at Hazelton Secondary, they held their second annual cultural day. That was particularly memorable for me because education manager Pansy Wright Sims challenged me to a moose calling contest. So I did participate in that, but next year I will be prepared because I practice with my dad. On page 103, you'll read about Sulawak's school and the land-based learning at Lakes Elks Lake. As well, they have mini feast guides, which are highlighted on page 104. And on page 105 and 106, you will see the charts for the Indigenous targeted funded projects, as well as the Elder and Knowledge Builder role model program. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tracy. Okay, moving on to 11 on our agenda, the standing committee reports. So first, the business committee report, and I hand it over to Ed Harrison.
Thank you, Chair. The first item is number 11.1, minutes of the business committee meeting. And the recommended action is that the minutes of the business committee held June the 10th, 2026 be received for information. Second.
Oh, no. Waiting, Wayne,
Second.
all in favor? Thank you.
And moving on to the first item, 11.1.2, and that's a motion attached to page 110 and 12 of your package. The 2027-28 5-year capital plan intake call for projects. Annual 5-year capital plan submissions from boards of education are used by the Ministry of Infrastructure to determine which priority capital projects may be included in the ministry's capital plan for the following fiscal year. The capital asset planning system, MyCAPS, enables the ministry to issue a call for submissions for school districts' 5-year capital plans separately for major capital projects, minor capital projects, food infrastructure projects, and building envelope projects with different submission deadlines. The submission deadline for 2027-28 are major capital programs June the 30th, 2026, minor capital projects, minor capital programs September the 30th, 2026. The staggered deadlines are intended to provide the ministry with input required to initiate planning for the next budget cycle, with enabling school districts additional time and flexibility to plan over the summer. The replacement of Mount Elizabeth Middle Secondary School remains the district's highest priority project. Attached is a summary of the school district's 2027-28 5-year capital plan projects requiring the board's approval prior to submission to the ministry. The recommended action is that the board approve the 2027-28 5-year major capital plan and the 2026-27 5-year minor capital plan submissions to the Ministry of Education staff.
Okay. We need the motion.
Need a motion, that's the motion.
Okay, seconder? Okay. All those in favor? Okay, pass. Thank you.
Not moving or small.
I see.
He hasn't been consulted and given an opportunity.
Thank you. Trustee Maxim, are you there?
Yes, I am. Hang on.
Okay, I missed you.
Hang on. I'm present. There I am. Yep, I'm here.
Just wanted to ask if you voted for this last motion.
I was in favor.
abstain.
Oh, you're
Well,
abstaining? Okay, thank you.
All right, second item, number 11.1 and 3, draft preliminary 2026-27 annual budget bylaw. The reference, the attached draft preliminary 2026-27 annual bylaw and budget version 838-7293-53. As directed by the board, the Budget Working Committee has fulfilled its mandate and has provided a broad opportunity for input into the decision-making regarding the 2026-27 preliminary annual budget. The Business Committee reviewed the draft preliminary annual budget at its June 10th, 2026 meeting and brings forward to the board for consideration and adoption. Approval is required by the board to utilize capital replacement dollars through the local capital reserves of up to $250,000 for the purchase of vehicles and equipment for the facilities and maintenance departments for the year 2026-27 fiscal year. A bylaw of Coast Board of Education School District 82 is required to adopt the annual budget for the fiscal year 2026-27 pursuant to section 113 of the School Act as detailed in the attached bylaw. The recommended action that the board approve the utilization of capital replacement dollars through the local capital reserves of up to $250,000 for the purchase of vehicles and equipment for the facilities and maintenance departments for the 2026-27 fiscal year. Did we do this in order seriatim or do we do the?
That's one on its own.
Okay.
So we need a motion for that one. Only seconder,
Yeah. Quickly.
and then all.
All in favor?
Okay.
Thank you, passed.
The second motion is that the 2026-27 annual budget bylaw, budget version 8083-7293-5310 be read the first time the 17th day of June 2026.
Second. Okay, Wayne. Okay, so,
In favor?
okay, who's in favor? Or do we want a question? In favor, okay. Thank you.
Okay, third motion that the 2026-27 annual budget bylaw and budget version 8083-7293-5310 be read a second time the 17th day of June 2026.
Okay, so unanimous consent is required to proceed to the third reading.
We need a seconder,
Oh, sorry.
and then all in favor. Seconder.
Yeah, Wayne? All in favor? Great. We got everybody? Yes, we have unanimous. Thank you.
All right, and we'll proceed to the third reading. That the budget, that the 2026-27 annual budget bylaw, budget version 8083-7293-5310 be read a third time, passed and adopted the 17th day of June 2026.
Angie? All in favor? Okay. Thank you, pass.
All right. Next, is 11.14 policy 5020 draft policy development for the final reading. Is that order in order?
Yeah.
And that's on page 113. Oh, that's not right.
1:30.
1:30. 30, sorry. So the revised policy 5020, policy development final reading. The background is the revised policy 5020, policy development received first reading at the October 29, 2025 regular meeting of the Board of Education. The revised policy is reviewed by the Policy Review and Development Committee at its March 12, 2026 meeting. Feedback was received from school district partner groups and was reviewed and further revisions were made. The revised policy was brought forward to the business committee and is now being presented to the board for second and final reading at its June 17th, 2026 regular meeting of the Board of Education. The recommended action is that the board give second and final reading to the revised policy 5020 policy development.
Seconder? Thank you, Angie. All in favor? Okay, okay, thank you.
The second, the next motion is 11.1.5, the revised policy 2010, respect and anti-harassment. And this is the final reading. The revised policy 2010, respect and harassment received first reading at the April 29, 2026 regular meeting of the Board of Education. Feedback from the school district's partner group was reviewed by the Policy Review and Development Committee at its June 1st, 2026 meeting, and revisions were made. The revised policy was brought forward to the business committee and is now being presented to the board for second and final reading at its June 17th, 2026 regular meeting of the Board of Education. The recommended action is that the board give second and final reading to the revised policy 2010, respect and harassment and anti-harassment.
Do we have a seconder?
Second.
Okay, Wayne. Okay, all in favor? Great, thank you.
Proceed to the next one, which is policy 1035, page 136. The topic is the revised policy 1035, student records final reading. Revised policy 1035, student records received first reading at the February 25th, 2026 regular meeting of the Board of Education. Feedback received from the school district's partner groups was reviewed by the Policy Review and Development Committee at its June 1st, 2026 meeting, and revisions were made. The Policy Review and Development Committee forwards this revised policy to the Business Committee with the recommendation presented to the board for second and final reading at the June 17th, 2026 regular board meeting. The recommended action is that the revised policy student files be presented for second and final reading on June 17th, 2026 regular meeting of the Board of Education.
Do we have a seconder? Gina, thank you. Okay, all in favor? Great, thank you, passed.
Okay, the next one is 11.1.6. Policy 1035.
Bylaw 5065.
Bylaw 2050-65, trustee elections bylaw, the revised policy. The revised policy 5065, trustee elections bylaws presented to the board for approval. The Policy Review and Development Committee reviewed the revised policy and forwarded to the Business Committee for consideration. The business committee reviewed the revised policy at its June 10th, 2026 meeting and forwards it to the board with the recommendation to be approved at the June 17th, 2026 regular board meeting. The recommendation is that the revised policy 5065 trustee elections bylaw be approved at the June 17th, 2026 regular meeting of the Board of Education.
Do we have a second? Wayne, thank you, or Julia? Okay, all those in favor? No. My hand up, out of date, Jesus. Okay. All right, thank you for the encouragement. Okay, we have to skip back to item 10, which I skipped over, I apologize. It's Indigenous Education Council, IEC update.
Actually, often I spoke with Ms. Robinson, just because she was on the, and she advised that she will distribute to us, and we can distribute to whomever requires a copy of the update.
Great, thank you very much. Look forward to that. Okay, so now we go to 11.2 Education Committee Report. Do you want to do this? I guess I do. All right, all right. We have pages 143 to 149, the Education Committee meeting minutes, which happened on the meeting June 10th, 2026. And the recommended action is that the minutes of the Education Committee meeting that was held June 10th, 2026 be received for information. Okay, thank you, Angie. Second.
Well, we need them first because you can.
I can't first because I don't care. Angie's first. Now I need a seconder. Thank you. Oh, man. Okay.
The next one.
All right. All those in favor? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Now we have the next item, 11.2.2, 2025-2026 strategic plan year-end report. It's for information. And the recommended action is that the board receive for information the year-end update for the 2025-2026 strategic plan as presented. Ed, the first. For a second. For a second. All in favor? Great. You to vote, Mike?
On what?
Accepting this strategic plan year-end report.
Yes, yeah, I vote yes.
Thank you. Okay, passed. Okay, moving on to item 12, that's new business.
No, I think it's me.
It's Ginger.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Rob is unable to be here. So, 12.1.1, the 26-27 annual facilities grant expenditure plan. The 26-27 annual facilities grant AFG allocation for Coast Mountain School District 82 totals 2.379. Just let me start again. $2,379,771 as referenced in the attached AFG expenditure grant allocation issued by the Ministry of Infrastructure. The allocation of the schools districts AFG is calculated by the Ministry of Infrastructure using a formula based on student enrollment and average age of facilities with an adjustment made for unique geographic factors. To comply with the Treasury Board direction, each school district must annually provide the Ministry of Infrastructure with an AFG project and spending plan prior to the allocation of the AFG funding. Specifically, each school district plan will include a list of AFG projects and expenditures expected to be undertaken during the fiscal year, April 1st to March 31st. At the end of each fiscal year, boards of education must report on actual AFG expenditures as part of their annual audited financial statements. The ministry may request further details with respect to the annual facility projects and annual facility expenditures for a given year. Attached for information is the 26-27 AFG project summary list for Coast Mountain School District 82 as submitted to the Ministry of Infrastructure. The 26-27 AFG Ministry expenditure grant allocation and project summary lists are being forwarded directly to the board for information. The recommended action is that the board receive the information of the 26-27 annual facilities grant AFG, ministry expenditure grant allocation, and project summary list for Coast Mountain School District.
So,
Second,
first
get a first or second.
I can't do it.
Okay, you're the first.
Yeah. I'll
Second, okay, and he moves. All those in favor? Thank you. How fast. I'm gonna have to sit on my hand here.
Great, so I'll see this. And I'll move on to. What number is it? It's
12.1.2.
okay.
Yeah, perfect.
12.1.2, the 25 carbon neutral action plan report. The BC government and BC public sector organization, including Crown corporations, university colleges, health authorities, health affiliates, and school districts have been legislated to be carbon neutral since 2010 as part of the Greenhouse Gas Reduction Targets Act and the Carbon Neutral Government Regulation. Requirements for offsets purchased from Pacific Carbon Trust by public sector organizations are legislated under the emission offset regulation. Annually, Coast Mountain School District 82 must report the amount of total emissions, offsets, and its ongoing and future actions to reduce emissions through the Climate Change Accountability Report, the CCAR, previously the CNAR, and the Clean Government Reporting Tool, the CGRT. Emissions are derived from stationary, example buildings, mobile, example our fleet, and procurement resources. An example of that is our paper. School District 82 serves the communities of Hazelton, Kitimat, Kitwanga, Terrace, Thornhill, and Stewart in the Northwest region of British Columbia and is signatory to and supports Climate Action Charter in the province of BC. The school district supports the practices of sustainable initiatives to conserve energy and resources with the goal to reduce carbon emissions, reduce utility costs, and promote a cleaner environment for all students and staff. Attached is the 2025 Carbon Neutral Action Report for Coast Mountain School District as submitted June 3rd, 2026, and is being forwarded directly to the board for information. This report will be posted to the school district's website in accordance with the report's requirements. The recommended action is that the board receive for information the 2025 carbon neutral action report as presented.
We have a mover. And Julia, Angie. Okay, so we got a mover and a seconder. Thank you.
Do we have discussion?
We have a question?
Yeah, discussion. I was just going to make a point that I've been many areas in the province, and I haven't seen any areas that have smog or any types of pollution that I've seen at all.
Okay, well, that's good. Thank you. So we have you good. All in favor? Thank you, Pat. Yes, administrative calendar. Yeah, go ahead.
So 12.1.3 on page 180 is the internal administrative calendar. Please reference the attached draft internal administrative calendar for the 2026-2027 school year. The draft calendar includes proposed dates for regular board meetings, business committee meetings, education committee meetings, teacher trustee meetings, school statutory holidays, and key provincial education sector events for trustees' information and planning purposes. The draft calendar also reflects that no committee or board meetings are scheduled during the months of December and March. This is consistent with previous calendar planning considerations, including the winter break period in December and spring break period in March. The draft calendar notes that dates may be subject to change. While regular board meetings are generally scheduled near the end of each month on Wednesdays, some dates may require adjustment due to statutory holidays, school breaks, provincial education sector events, or other scheduling considerations. Once the 2026-2027 internal administrative calendar has been reviewed and accepted by the board, a finalized and properly formatted version will be prepared and distributed for reference. The draft 2026-2027 internal administrative calendar is being presented to the board for review and consideration. The recommended action is that the board accept the 2026-2027 internal administrative calendar.
We have a mover. Julia, seconder. Ed, thank you. Any discussion? Okay, let's vote. All in favor? Great, thank you very much, Fast. Okay, moving on, item 13, the trustee reports. The first item, or chair report, yeah, I'm right here. All right, 13.1, board chair report. Okay, I'll read this out to Margaret. As this is the final board meeting of the 2025-2026 school year, on behalf of the trustees, I would like to wish all the school district staff a safe, restful, and enjoyable summer. Thank you for all you do and for your ongoing commitment to provide public education for the students and the families we serve. As the school year comes to a close, planning is well underway for the 2026-2027 school year. Significant work continues in the area of employee recruitment, and trustees are also preparing for the upcoming October election process. The board is also making a June submission to the Select Standing Committee on Finance and Government Services. In this submission, the board is advocating that provincial funding models for the Ministry of Education and Childcare be reviewed and amended to better reflect current pressures and responsibilities within the public education system. This includes the role and deliverables related to childcare, changes in service delivery as student enrollment fluctuates, cost pressures associated with maintaining aging infrastructure, the growing gap between the needs of students requiring inclusive education supports, and the funding available to provide those services. Addressing the increasing use of technology and ongoing challenges related to recruitment and retention of qualified educators, support staff, and early childhood educators. The submission also recognizes that public education continues to evolve in response to social, economic, technological, and global factors. Trustees are advocating for a review of the education system that considers the support students need to thrive, including cultural competency, cultural safety, food security, and the development of social and emotional skills. I would also like to note that trustees chose not to attend the Canadian School Boards Association 2026 trustee gathering on education, innovation, and reconciliation that will be held in Whistler from July 5th to 8th, 2026. And this decision was made in recognition of the budget, or pardon me, the district's very tight budget and the need for careful fiscal monitoring in the year ahead. I would like to express appreciation to the administrative team for their dedicated work in preparing and managing the 2026-2027 budget. And also thank those, including students, who contributed to the budget preparation process. And that's respectfully submitted by Margaret Ward. So, we do here. Okay. Yeah, it's just information only and no action is required. Thank you. Okay, so that's done. The 13.2 is trustee reports. Any trustees which today have a report? Okay. Ed?
Yeah, I attended the Maker Day at QNAP, which was really successful. It was interesting, students were engaged, and the turnout was perfect. And I also went to the Scheme of First People's Peace on Friday, and I must commend the students. That was amazing. And their behavior through the whole thing was amazing. And the respect that was shown to the servers, to the people speaking, was just great. And I also attended the Parkside graduation today and sat in the alleys and watched the fall. Was it there? Oh, yes.
All right, thank you, Ed. Anyone else? Okay, go ahead, Angie.
I also attended the Maker's Day at the Chapel School and agreed. It was amazing. I can see the careers unfolding right there. It's pretty cool. I also attended the KCH grad, which was regal, beautiful, amazing. Congratulations to all those graduates. And then I think it was the next day, I attended the scholarship awards, which was fantastic. Looks like our healthcare system is going to get some really good careers happening in your future. So unfortunately, I missed the graduation this morning at Nechako, but I will be at Kilgallon. It's tomorrow. Okay, I'll be there. For the record, I had the right date. Yeah. Okay, so it must be reading my calendar.
Thank you, Angie. So Mike, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd actually like to apologize to everybody for not attending the Canadian trustees meeting coming up. My reasons are personal. I'm looking after my mother 24/7. My reasons for not going are not financial, and in the future, decisions on attending that type of meeting will be dependent on my personal situation.
Thank you for sharing, Mike. Wishing you the best with your mom. Thank you. Oh, I guess okay, I'll do a trustee report as well. I attended, what did I do first? Kildella had an entrepreneur fair. Those kids are amazing, the things they make and their salesmanship. Oh my goodness, I didn't have any money left. That's a pretty cool gadget. So, and these kids are really creative and always a pleasure to watch them, and they show you business plans and everything else. And like, I think most adults can't do a business plan, and these kids, they've got it all. They've got it all figured out. The teachers are doing a great job with that for sure. Also, when I went to Maker Day at the chapel school and brought my grandson, that was quite fun. Yeah, the students, they're just so, they're really interested in the trades activities. You could tell they were really engaged and focused, and the community did a great job of coming out and providing volunteers in all the different stations. Just amazing to see. I think it's a wonderful opportunity. I'm really proud of our district and the great job they do with that. Hey, we went to KCH graduation, which was wonderful. It's just always so well done. It's such a pleasure to watch the students graduate. It's just great. And the scholarship night at Mount Elizabeth, that was also really nice to see. We have some impressive kids coming through and coming up, just amazing. Really proud of all those kids and their accomplishments, and really excited to see what the future holds for them. And I missed the chapel this morning as well, but Kildella, I will be there.
Good news, you didn't miss it.
The chapel tomorrow. Oh my goodness, okay. I hope we get it straight and we don't miss anything else tomorrow. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. Anybody else? Okay.
Question period.
That's right.
Question
Okay,
period.
trustee reports were done. We'll move on to 14. Question period. Okay, Mike, you have a question about the agenda?
No, some questions were asked during question period by guests regarding LNG generous donations and what submissions were made by the board to LNG, what promises were made, and what the relationship between LNG, and whether or not that should be not disclosed to the public.
Okay, Mike, this isn't on the agenda, and I do believe there could be a discussion another time, but not on tonight's question period.
But it was raised during last question period.
Okay, the questions are being answered and they will be provided to those who ask.
Can we get a date on when those answers are going to be forthcoming?
I cannot. I don't know. Put the questions and patience. Everyone's extremely busy and I'm sure they'll be at your questions soon.
Questions were made during the last question period. Been a month. Thank you very much.
Okay, anyone else have anything? All right.
Hi there. Hi there. Sorry, we had submitted a question with Lindsay last week, and I had got a response back that it would be answered during the meeting. So I was just wondering about that.
Excuse me, I don't know who you are.
Oh, sorry. My name is Harsamit. I'm a parent. I had sent Lindsay a question last week or the week before, and she'd responded that it would be answered in this meeting. And so I was just wondering if
I'm just gonna pull up the email just to confirm what was sent. I believe this was a question that came up from the previous board meeting, is that correct?
Yeah, it's so I can just tell you the question. So basically I had just said that this is about New Hazelton Elementary, like the French program got moved there from MGA. And so my question was that position has remained unfilled because it's a K-3 position. And I was wondering if the board would consider splitting it so that it would be more attractive, or what the plan was. And then I had got a response, Lindsay, from you saying that the board would address this question in this meeting. They would answer it. Yeah.
I just pulled up the email here. I said we will provide a response in due course. I think there might have been some miscommunication. Just letting you know I hadn't forgotten about I just wanted to follow up and let you know that your question has not been forgotten about and remains on my radar. We are currently working on preparations for the board meeting along with many year-end activities, graduation, across the district. We will provide a response to your questions in due course. Thank you for your patience and understanding.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought it was going to be provided today by the end of the meeting. That's why I just chimed in.
Sounds like a big misunderstanding. Your question will be answered via email. Thank you.
Okay. Is there like a time period you guys have, like a certain number of business days or anything, like, just so I can kind of know when to expect?
It's on Thursday, June 4th at 10:36 a.m. was the question. What is it?
Okay, July 1st.
Okay, thank you so much. Sorry about the misunderstanding.
No problem. Anyone else? Good. Okay, we are adjourned. It's motion for adjournment. Ed. Okay. Do you have to vote? No. Okay, thank you, everyone. Enjoy your evening.
Bye.
Bye, Julia. Bye, Julia.
Bye, Mike.
Bye.
Bye, all.
For everybody that gets the summer off, best wishes.
Thank you.